Decide if you're ready to move. A breath in might reach one set of fingertips towards the floor and the other towards the sky as you grow long on one side of your body. And as you exhale, change sides, choosing to reach on the other side for the floor and up high. Pair with your breath, inhaling to reach and shift sides. Exhale to move again. Inhale to reach, maybe choose to move. Then exhale in place. Inhale to reach higher. One more round. Make any adjustments you'd like as we prepare to warm up our shoulders. I'll turn to face you for visibility. All right, crisscross applesauce might work well for me. Remember, if you have blocks or stacks of books, a blanket to roll, you can fill in the gaps around yourself, building a little nest like a baby eagle, if you'd like to continue that metaphor. From here, another mudra or gesture I have for you to choose is Kapita Mudra, which is associated with creativity. You might make a soft fist and choose to tuck your thumb just behind the index finger on one or both fists. Almost like playing I got your nose with somebody. From here, you can extend both soft fists out wide, maybe at shoulder height. Can you draw your shoulder blades towards each other and also away from your ears? And from here, choose to make soft circles with one or both wrists. Option to stay here or slowly rainbow both circling wrists towards each other at 12 o'clock overhead. Maybe reverse the direction of rotation and choose to go back down. We'll create some space in the forearms and shoulders this way as we warm up the muscles, kind of holding down their connection points in the hands and knuckles with this gesture to then create mobility of the fascia as they move past each other throughout the arm, up through the shoulder, even to the connection points behind the neck. Nice work. Continue this way or choose to join me with goalpost arms or make cactus shapes as you bend at the elbow with both arms extended wide out to the side. Choose to slowly close your handprints, forearms, and elbows towards center. Maybe they meet there, maybe they don't. And move with your breath as you flap your wings, opening and closing. Elbows go towards each other behind you as you open both handprints wide in front. And exhale everything towards center. Inhale, open wide, sit tall, draw your belly button towards your spine. Support that long, supple spine. Notice the warmth of your shoulders, your scapula on your back, the space between those, your shoulder blades. Maybe even on your chest as well, your pectoral muscles, your pec minor, kind of on the front of the armpits as you continue to move. So this is great practice for shoulder strength and mobility, and also is a nice warm-up for what I like to call eagle arms as we move towards practicing Garudasana or eagle pose. You might continue this way, or next time your hands move towards center, work toward crossing one elbow over the other. And maybe this is where you stay. Or you have the option to continue reaching. Maybe your fingertips find the palm of the other hand, wrapping your arms up in center, and then unwinding, opening, finding that wide position again, like a cactus or goalpost. And maybe you try the same with the other elbow. Maybe one side twists more than the other. maybe not at all. I do this in a chair class, and this is enough. It's okay if nothing meets in center. Your range of motion is yours. We have an opportunity to practice courage by choosing authenticity, letting each body have its own shape and capability. Whenever you feel complete with that, I'll meet you on the mat, lying flat on our backs. Your knees might bend towards the ceiling. And you might choose to keep blocks or your stack of books handy, but I like to clear the way, making everything nice and flat for spinal support. All right, we're gonna add on to our eagle arms with eagle legs while we lie here supine on the back. So as we saw, eagle arms go wide and towards center, which we can still do as we lay here on our back, right? But if you'd like to add on with the legs, you might lift both footprints, bringing your knees to maybe a 90-ish degree angle, and choose to cross one knee over the other. Nice, this is enough. Or just like your arms, maybe you continue working towards twisting and wrapping more, maybe tucking the lower toes behind the top ankle. All right, choose to do your variation of eagle arms, whether that's opening and closing like we did in the seat a moment ago, or wrapping up and reaching toes and fingertips toward top and bottom of the mat and then towards center. This is going to begin to warm up the solar plexus, the abdominal muscles, another place in the body associated with courage, much like those warm shoulders we created a few minutes ago. Can you move with your breath for 5 more cycles here? Your choice, just a reminder. And if you're wound up or bound in center, you might reverse the wind of both elbows and knees and notice any differences. Maybe the bind is different on this side. And can you work towards keeping your whole spine flat on the mat? And choosing not to extend farther than that will still be true. So if your spine starts to puff up off of the mat, stop reaching and return your knees and elbows towards center. Continue to breathe, maybe noticing that steamy sound in the back of your throat, that ujjayi ocean breath as you warm up your belly and warm up the breath as you slow it down in the back of your throat. Unwind as you're ready. Choose to place both footprints on the mat. Maybe heel toeing your footprints wide towards the long edges of your mat. Let your knees fall towards center. Take a little sigh of relief for your low back. After that effort, option to stay here or make a little space between both knees and shift your shins from side to side like windshield wipers. A soft twist for the low back. Again, this range of motion might be a lot or a little bit, your choice, and all bodies are different. As you're ready to find neutral, choose to do a little more work with the core, your solar plexus, your abdominal muscles. Option to join me for bird dog by reaching opposite hand for opposite knee as the footprint leaves the floor. The other foot might extend long overhead towards the sky, and the opposite hand might do the same. You could choose to reach out overhead with hand and opposite foot. Maybe they hover above the mat. Still bring your awareness to your spine, gluing it to the floor. And then we'll switch. Reaching opposite hand for opposite knee and choosing how far to hover. All right, it's a little bit of a brain game, so I invite you to laugh at yourself if you find the switching sides is hard, or you have to think about it, or stick your tongue out the corner of your mouth. This is bird dog, supine on the mat. Notice the warmth of your belly. Notice your spine supported flat on the earth beneath you. Notice the length of your limbs as you take up space and stir up the air around you. Nice work. You can slow this down or speed it up or opt out at any time. I'll meet you with feet on the mat and hands grounded along sides. Keeping your head in neutral, your face pointed towards 12 o'clock, choose to tuck your chin to lengthen your neck. And from here, if you have a block or stack of books handy, you might slide them close to your hips as you prepare to lift them for bridge pose. If you do so, the prop is there for support as we begin to ask the hip flexors to open up a little bit. An inhale might drive both hands into the mat as you choose to hover your hips any amount. Notice how that feels. And exhale, set your spine down like a string of pearls. Set your hips down last. We'll repeat that maybe 3 more times. And then if you'd like, choose to support yourself with that prop of choice. Inhale to lift. You might notice as your belly inflates, creating buoyancy to lift your hips. And then exhale as you curl your spine down to the mat. One more time. Inhale to lift. Find your support if you choose, or practice straight. And stay here for 3 or 5 more breaths. Notice the sound of your breath on the back of your throat. Notice the inflate and deflate of your belly and chest with each breath. Stay here for 1 more breath. And on an inhale, press into both feet to lift your hips. Remove that block or prop for support. Return your hips to the mat. Notice what flat feels like as you draw another breath in. Windshield wiper your shins to the side. Maybe roll onto your side for just a moment. Appreciate your effort thus far and decide if you're ready for more. Choose to stay right here or roll onto your belly. You might choose to bring your elbows wide, cross your forearms, and stack your hands, making a little pillow for your forehead. Take 3 to 5 breaths to practice that belly breathing again. Notice the feedback of the floor against your navel as you take your next breath.